Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Sword God Builds project overview. I'm Chuck Montgomery.
And I'm Lacrungo Moss. It's a beautiful day to see some whips. What do we have happening today, Chuck?
Wasn't your name Falworth or something? Today, whipmaker Torrance Fisher is going to be reinterpreting the iconic Indiana Jones whip as a full-plat stock whip. Certainly a bold choice.
Not that bold, but it does sound interesting. Let's go straight to the action where Torrance is already stranding his parts from a natural tan rawhide.
I've noticed that sometimes Torrance will strand all his parts at once, and sometimes he only strands them when he needs them.
And yet, by the nature of video editing, we can never truly be sure if we're seeing it in the order it was recorded or if it was cut together in a different order. Really makes you think about our experience of time as it's represented in visual media and the implications for society.
Yeah, very implicative. Look at him stretch that lace. He's like a machine. That must have been his belly, overlay, and handle strands all together.
Now he's got it up on the hooks for resizing. Looks like his core strand is pretty big there. He must be planning to make the thong a little on the heavy side.
Have you ever wondered why he does that stop and go thing while he's resizing?
I believe what's happening here is that he's incrementally stepping the diameter down to achieve a more repeatable taper between the multiple strands. The interruptions in the movement we see are where he steps down.
Well, why isn't he using the rocking motion that Paul Nolan showed him?
I don't know, man.
We're braiding now.
Chuck, would you say the braiding is your favorite part of the process?
I would say nuts to your stranding. Forget about prep work. I will throat punch the next schmuck who tries to talk to me about heel foundations. I love braiding.
Well, you certainly feel strongly.
Yeah, I'm a very strong man.
We now see Torrance on the resizing step for the overlay. Here's another chance to see that tapering technique.
What would you say are the pros and cons to tapering this way as opposed to a more continuous taper?
I do have some opinions, but instead of talking out the nuance between tapering methods, I'll just put a few of my thoughts into the group chat. You should all have it here shortly.
Oh man, there's a group chat? I want to add something.
Something I think is interesting is that there's all this chaos in the braider's hands as they work, but it always comes out the top as a clean braid. That's very satisfying to me.
And I like how the braiding systematically locks itself down as you...
Actually, let's see if we can get a few words from Torrance now. Torrance, what are some of your main concerns with this whip?
I guess I would say that I want to make sure that I get the handle, at least looking roughly like I imagine. I feel like that's probably where, 60 to 80% of the personality of the whip is going to come from, so I want to make sure that I really, nail that.
Can we get in there and see?
Oh yeah, for sure, come here. Okay, so what we're looking at is the underside of my handle strands, and you can see that the right side has this bevel on it, and if we flip them over, we see that it is still the right side that has the bevel taken off. The other way we could do this is both undersides, and that would make it look a lot more smooth, but less Morgan, less Indy.
Fascinating, fascinating. And what sort of patterning can we expect in the finished whip?
So basically the idea is it's going to be solid diamonds in 12 plat to give it the Indy handle look. And I'm also going to accent it with some little 5/4 Turk's heads that hopefully will also bring us closer to the Morgan Indy look.
Well, I suppose he should only have the knots left now. Chuck, what's your favorite knot?
Great question. I'd say I like the base knot.
Interesting. Why the base knot?
Because it's pure potential. You double it into a 2-pass knot, you can interweave it into a herringbone knot, send it to space, you got yourself an astronaut.
Hey, just don't cut through the strand or it's all for naught, am I right?
I once tried to tie a knot, a simple thing, or so I thought, and when I found that I could not, some tutelage was what I sought, and after that info onslaught, my hands in pain and my mind shot. What I had tied was firm and taut, a little gappy, not a lot, and yet I still decided not to try that again, and now I just buy from professionals.
Wait, so you don't even tie knots anymore?
No, it's real hard.
Here we see the finished whip. What a terrific job by Torrance.
Little slip. What an excellent looking whip. The diamonds, the beveling.
Look at this, he even dropped a 6 plat to give the whip a more Morgan-esque looking hitch. What a resourceful choice.
Well, thank you all for joining us here tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Please remember to like and subscribe and drop suggestions in the comments for whips you would like to see made.
Remember also to check the in-stock page periodically at swordguybuilds.com.
Felping Nostradamus, that was your name.